Let's take a look at the current Valorant agent meta and see how the Cypher, Harbor buffs, and Fade nerfs affected our tier list. Knowing what are the most effective agents for each category will definitely help you in your ranked grind, whether you're Silver or Immortal. Before getting into the proper tier list, let's take a look at Reyna, as we don't feel like she fits in any tier given her very selfish abilities. This is her biggest problem and her biggest strength at the same time. Apart from her flash ability, her whole kit is based around her getting picks. Reyna's impact has a very low skill floor and a high skill ceiling. We recommend you to play her only if you 100% trust your mechanical skill to be better than everyone else in the lobby, like a Smurf for example. If not, you'll find yourself struggling to get value. With Reyna out of the way, let's now get back to the tier list, starting with the low C tier. In this tier, we'll find agents that can be effective in certain situations, but have a limited impact in a game. Let's start out with Harbor. Despite his recent buff, we think that the Indian agent is too tricky to play, as a slight mistake in your wall placement will result in an advantage for your enemies. His wall also has a timing problem for ranked. His high tide ability only lasts 12 seconds and recharges every 40 seconds, whereas Omen smokes last 15 seconds and recharges every 30 seconds, giving more cover for the undisciplined ranked pushes. Here at Esports Driven, we think that the cooldown should be lowered to 30 seconds, plus the slow effect should only affect enemies and not Harbor's teammates. He surely has potential in pro play for the most aggressive teams like Paper Rex for example, but there are better options for ranked. Next up we have Astra and Breach. These two agents are great, don't get me wrong, but requires good team play to be exploited at their maximum potential. Ranked is not the ideal scenario. Astra and Breach are very good agents in pro play where the coordination is perfect. For ranked, we recommend you play Omen or Brimstone instead of Astra and KO or Sky instead of Breach. Our last agent in this C tier is Yoru. The Japanese samurai doesn't get as much attention as he should by pro players, and we think that this is causing many ranked players to stop trying to innovate. Yoru has a very high skill ceiling but needs a great mastery to fully take advantage of his full kit. We saw very few teams trying him out recently. These teams bring insane ideas and mind games. Xerxia during Champions with their fake B Go A on Icebox, or even during this autumn Game Changers Championship game, opposing Cloud9 White to G2. These pro examples testify for the potential of the agent, but right now, just like Breach, Astra, and Harbor, we think that there are way better options in the current agent pool, unless you're a cracked Yoru main of course. Let's now cover our B tier, and this one is stacked, with 6 agents that are very viable and ranked but suffer concurrence from better agents. Starting off the list with Neon and Phoenix. Both duelists offer great entry potential but come with flaws too. Neon is great at breaking the conventional timings and at entering a bomb site thanks for her running ability, but all her kit is like a double-edged sword. Her relay bolts sometimes react weirdly and bounce back to stun your allies, which is not ideal when rushing a site. Her higher gear ability also allows her to quickly enter the site, but she's sometimes hard to follow and trade. Plus, your wall doesn't give you as much cover as a jet smoke would. You absolutely need your team to follow closely for an effective execution. Phoenix is very different as he's one of the rare duelists without movement abilities, making it difficult to enter a site sometimes. Thankfully, his ultimate only costs 6 ult points and will help you drastically on attack. The buff his flash received makes him way better than before, but we still think that both Phoenix and Neon are not as impactful as Jet or Raze could be. Keep in mind that this is not a big difference and that you can get a lot of value if played well. Higher up on the list we find both Cypher and Killjoy, two very good agents when it comes to defending and crushing rushes. Plus, they offer great flank watch on attack and lurking potential. Killjoy is easier to play than Cypher because her bots deal damage for free with a good setup. Cypher is more of a difficult agent to master. He can be both versatile on attack and defense, and where you have more freedom in your setups and playstyle. He is still one of the best agents to lurk, and he gets easy and safe information on large parts of the map. Thanks to his latest buff, he will become even harder to read and your enemies won't really expect the new extra long tripwires, very good for defense. Even if both Killjoy and Cypher are great sentinels both in ranked and pro play, they still suffer the comparison with Chamber. The Valorant development team announced further Chamber nerfs coming soon. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get notified when those patch notes come out. Finally, Sky and Brimstone sit at the top of the B tier. The Aussie Initiator brings easy information thanks to her flashes and Trailblazer. Her heal also comes in handy to help teammates out, especially in ranked. You can be creative with her Guiding Light, Be unpredictable to your enemies by sending it up, down, and you can even fake flash, just like this. In ranked and in pro play, we think that Skye is sometimes falling short against agents like KO and Sova for info gathering and proper initiation. Brimstone, on the other hand, is the best controller to play on Bind and Fracture. His quick 3 smokes allows for fast plays and great stalling potential on defense. His molly is incredibly long and deals a lot of damage. Finally, his Orbital Strike ultimate is great at melting anyone hiding in a corner or defusing the spike, but he feels very limited on larger maps like Icebox and Breeze and gets outclassed by Omen on Ascent or Haven. In ranked, we recommend you to learn how to play him to dominate and assist your team on the best Brimstone maps. Let's now dive into the 4 agents we placed in the A tier. Sage and Jett are both very strong agents in their role, and especially in ranked games. Sage offers great stalling and healing potential with her Radiant abilities, plus her Revive ultimate is huge when it comes to clutching around. And she is still one of the most played agents in ranked right now, from Iron to Radiant. You can be both aggressive and passive with Sage, offering you great versatility in game. When it comes to Jett, the Korean agent suffered from chamber domination with the Operator and fell down from the S tier. Jett is still the best agent to open up a site thanks to her dash and cloudburst ability, and can get decent value on defense as you can get an early pick and dash out to safety. If you enjoy playing the entry role, Jett is your way to go. On top of the A tier, we find Omen and Raze. They both bring unique abilities to the team that both excel at attacking and defending. Omen is the best dome smoker in the game right now, with very convenient smokes that will fit most choke points quickly. He also has the best flashing ability in the game. Omen's Paranoia will dismantle a rush on defense and will clear contested areas on attack, helping you and your team take the upper hand. Combined with the flash, his teleport provides nice outplay potential, which is always satisfying. The only problem we see with Omen is the lack of impact when playing on maps like Breeze and Icebox, as his smoke won't cover long sightlines properly. Raze is the second best duelist right now. She is super easy to play and brings enormous impact in game. Her ability to fly in on sites opens the site for her team, and both her grenade and boombot are great at clearing corners or defending contested areas of the map. Her ultimate is also very good at flushing out anyone hiding in corners, unless your name is Sub Rosa. Finally, let's take a look at the 5 best agents you should play to dominate the ranked queue. Viper and KO both bring unique abilities to the table. Viper's Toxin Wall is essential to attack and defend Breeze and Icebox properly, and she's even better considering the rest of her abilities. Snake Bites will win you post-plant rounds and help you defend. Her Viper Pit ultimate is one of the best ultimates in the game, helping you secure important sections of the map. KO has the best throwing flashes. They are pretty much impossible to dodge when thrown properly. Plus, the suppression knife will give you key information in game and usually stops attacker pushes. He's also a very good counter to chamber, which is huge right now. A good KO player will find easy value on every map both on attack and defense. That's why we put him on the S tier. Sova and Fade both have the same purpose, track and reveal enemies. After her latest nerf, Fade's Prowler is now easier to counter and less oppressive. Her reveal is a very good alternative to Sova's arrows, and her Seize Grenade combo potential with Raze will frighten your enemies every time. On the other side, Sova is the classic reveal initiator, still super effective but more predictable than before, as people now understand how to play against him, even though both him and Fade will stay on top of our agent tier list because they're great counters to the elephant in the room, Chamber. The French agent has been tearing apart ranked and pro play this year. His ability to rendezvous out consistently after taking a pick makes him the most annoying and difficult agent to play against today, and that without even taking out his other abilities. We can't wait to see how Riot developers will tweak him, as it will not only change his place in the tier list but also the traditional Sentinels counterparts. You get the point. Valorant's meta is constantly changing. That's why we've dedicated a ton of guides on our channel to help you adapt and become the best player you can be. Click on the screen right now to keep on learning.